Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and I prepared 420 English sentences to speak English fluently and correctly. So for more progress you can listen and repeat. Okay, are you ready? I hope so. Why was she so tight? They didn't get divorced. He didn't have such an intention. The days weren't sunny. Who was in the same situation? Were we in that place? My teachers were very professional. Did your acquaintance follow your advice? Who advised you to do it? That money was more than enough. What was so suspicious? His attempts weren't successful, or his attempts were unsuccessful. We didn't expect it. Was it her fault? They were very experienced employees. They didn't provide all the necessary conditions. She wasn't afraid of it. Did your acquaintance follow our advice? The day wasn't warm. When did it happen? Did she advise you to do it? We didn't see him yesterday. Were they behind him? Who was in the same group? I didn't want to lose time and money. Were you in trouble? He didn't reach an advanced level. I didn't want to overpay. He wasn't very generous. He wasn't afraid of new difficulties. It wasn't an exception. What did you say? How much money did you earn there? The lesson was too short. Did you call her? Did they guarantee it? Who was in the same team? Did it help you improve your writing skills? When were they there last time? His parents didn't like such a strange decision. Did he deserve it? Why was he so thoughtful? She didn't boast about her achievements. Okay, so achievement, so we see this suffix meant, like in this word, yeah, management, say manage and management, okay? So he didn't point at our mistakes. What time was it? She didn't have such a feeling. The day wasn't cold. That event wasn't so important. It wasn't so simple. Were you poor? Was she kind to you? The book wasn't very thin. Was I on the right way? Or was I on the right track? He wasn't afraid of it. I was so tired. Were we in the same place? It was a sunny day. Who did they defend? Was she absent there? What did you want to know? He didn't thank us for it. The boy wasn't abroad last month. He wasn't used to it, or he wasn't accustomed to it. Was I right? How was it? What was too expensive? What was in the box? He didn't get her message, or he didn't receive her message. She didn't listen to her. The book wasn't very thick. Was it such a big mistake? It didn't interest us at all. I didn't have any ideas. He didn't say it loudly enough. Did you get the job? Did you swim yesterday? You weren't careful enough. He didn't leave his bag. This knowledge wasn't enough. The boys weren't strong enough. I didn't devote much time to English. Who was in the last place? Which channel did you choose? How much did it cost? Or how much was it? The result was quite good. I was glad to see him. The houses were big enough. The girl was so hard-working. Was it a potential threat? Did you do it? When did you start learning English? The lesson was very useful. The lecture was too long. Those events weren't so important. They were in another place. Did I say it incorrectly? Or did I say it wrongly? Was it your dream? Who did they invite to their wedding? He didn't depend on them. They didn't get married last year. When were they at home? How regularly did you do this kind of exercises? Your mistake wasn't very serious. Did I say it correctly? Or did I say it rightly? He didn't get married last year. My friend wasn't there. He wasn't upset. You can also say he wasn't sad. He wasn't disappointed. Did you like this thing? It didn't surprise us. I didn't like it. I wasn't surprised. I didn't know how to say it correctly or didn't know how to say it rightly. We weren't full of confidence. Her mistake wasn't small. Why was she so thoughtful? Did he try to concentrate? It wasn't an important detail. He didn't boast about his achievements. It didn't happen yesterday. He wasn't glad to see her. How much did the thing cost? How much was the thing? The price was low. His conclusion was quite logical. His conclusion wasn't logical enough. When did he finish doing it? You weren't with them. You didn't tell me the second thing. The news was so strange. The news was so unusual. Whose initiative was it? Why did you decide to learn English here? Was she on a business trip? I wasn't sure, or I wasn't certain. How did you manage to do it? When was it? What was unpredictable? They weren't tight at all. The days weren't rainy. They didn't agree with him. The price wasn't high. Did you try not to show it? It didn't rain there yesterday. Was I on the wrong way? Or was I on the wrong track? How long was it? It didn't disturb us. The house wasn't spacious. I wasn't satisfied with my result. Did you see him yesterday? What kind of person was she? What kind of person was your grandmother, grandma, grandfather, grandpa? The results weren't satisfactory. He wasn't interested in it. Were you abroad last month? My teacher wasn't right. They weren't on the beach. She didn't leave her pencil. Why was she so careful? My friend and I weren't near that place. The man was outside the building. Did his wife recover? Did her husband recover? Did it help you improve your English? Who was right? Why were you so tight? We weren't used to it, or we weren't accustomed to it. Did your acquaintance follow her advice? Were they ahead? She wasn't disappointed at all. She was bitterly disappointed. He wasn't married. We didn't regret it. Where did you go? Whose book did you take? His recommendation wasn't useful. The boy wasn't weak. I wasn't proud of this achievement. Did he guarantee it? Did he go there? Those words were very important. Was he under arrest? We were against it. Was she pregnant? How was she? Did it help you improve your listening skills? That exam wasn't difficult at all. She didn't make the same mistakes. The books were so informative. The day wasn't hot. We weren't tired at all. Did we show satisfactory results? Did it really worry you? When did he come back? Or when did he return? This result was amazing. Why did you choose this place? She wasn't lucky. It didn't impress us. What did you like there? It wasn't the best answer. The days weren't cloudy. Did we deserve it? How often did you go to the gym? Who was in the second place? She didn't leave her bag. His mistake wasn't very big. I was absolutely sure. He was with them. His answer was incorrect. Or his answer was wrong. He didn't explain it to us clearly enough. This time didn't suit us. Those results were terrible. I didn't want to change anything. What seemed so strange? It wasn't a waste of time. I didn't know what to say. How old was he? I wasn't there yesterday. Was he really sure? She wasn't used to it, or she wasn't accustomed to it. That woman was very hospitable. She was really grateful to you. His attempt wasn't successful. His attempt was unsuccessful. She was tired. Was it his fault? Did it help you improve your speaking? It didn't snow there yesterday. Who was in the last place? Did it really help you? Were you against it? What influenced you most of all? Was it so easy? Was it an interesting presentation? She was full of enthusiasm. Who was wrong? I didn't know what to do. My friends were there. Where did you go yesterday? My parents didn't support this decision. I didn't want to spend time on it. Did your husband recover? We were lucky. I didn't want to discuss it anymore. My friend and I weren't sure. I didn't want to remember it. She was very shy. What videos did you watch? Were they hospitable? Were they friendly? The lessons were so useful. I didn't want to listen to music. That woman wasn't lonely. We were glad to see her. You weren't right. The boy wasn't strong. They didn't break up, or they didn't split up. Were we lucky? My friends weren't satisfied with their results. What channels were really interesting? How did it happen? How much money did you get there? I wasn't used to it, or I wasn't accustomed to it. It wasn't her achievement. I didn't have such a choice. We didn't know how to thank him. Whose idea was it? I didn't want to listen to that song. They weren't busy. You weren't in our place. What attracted your attention? He didn't invite her to his wedding. When was it? I didn't know how to do it better. This result was below average. I didn't know where to go. We didn't try to do it. Was he ill? My friend wasn't satisfied with his result. It was very risky. The girls were very sad. Those women were very curious. What did you tell me? Was he in trouble? They weren't available. They were unavailable. How long time ago was it? Who influenced you most of all? She wasn't ready for her exams. Who confirmed this information? Was I a hard-working student? He didn't apologize for it. Were they kind to you? He was bitterly disappointed. It was an outstanding result. She didn't have such an intention. I wasn't proud of this success. Her result wasn't impressive. Were they under arrest? She wasn't ready for this change. I didn't devote much time to sport. I didn't want to think about it. We were right. She was very upset. He was surprised. How far was it? How far was it, right? His idea was quite new. Where was he? What kind of person was he? I was full of energy. She was with us. Did you try not to think about it? The news was shocking. What sounded suspicious? Why did you decide to do it? My best friend was too optimistic. My best friend wasn't realistic. He didn't take it close to his heart. Was he on holiday last week? Who liked it? Was it a serious threat? Why did he complain? Where were you yesterday? It didn't disturb me. What was so unusual? This knowledge was enough. We weren't satisfied with our results at all. What did you want to see there? Did they pack their clothes? You didn't understand us. His attempts weren't successful. His attempts were unsuccessful. Was he kind to you? They were together. He didn't cancel the meeting, or he didn't call off the meeting. Did it help you improve your reading skills? The boys weren't weak. His recommendations weren't useful. I didn't want to know it. Why was she so upset? She didn't refuse to help us. What impressed you most of all? We weren't on holiday. The men were inside the building. Was it unlikely? They weren't used to such conditions, or they weren't accustomed to such conditions. I didn't want to mention it. Why was he so loyal to them? Who was in the first place? It was a rainy day. You didn't show it to me. It wasn't easy for me at all. The boys were in another city. Where was it? Did she decide not to do it? I didn't want to waste time. Were you satisfied with your result? They weren't in this situation. I didn't leave my pen. Did this change have a positive effect on him? How did you know it? His result wasn't satisfactory. My acquaintance wasn't too pessimistic. Were they friendly? Were you rich? The book was so interesting. She wasn't used to it. She wasn't accustomed to it. Where did you find it? Why was she so loyal to him? It was so dangerous. That money was enough. This money was too little. You were very optimistic. Did he analyze his behavior? They were very far. Did you decide to do it later? It wasn't the best choice. I didn't want to think about it. Was she present there? Did it help you improve your grammar? He didn't delete his last comment. She didn't interrupt him. Those women were so kind. I didn't go to work yesterday. Did you take the first place? You were too pessimistic. He was very talented. How regularly did you do these exercises? How many mistakes did I make? Those exams weren't easy at all. She didn't get married last year. We didn't know how to answer that question. You didn't make any mistakes. I wasn't disappointed. It wasn't his achievement. You were lucky. My friend didn't like this idea. What happened? It was such a boring movie. Did you hear it? The day wasn't rainy. We weren't against it. Why was she right? We were really surprised. Their results weren't satisfactory. Your answer was correct. Your answer was right. Did your acquaintance follow their advice? I didn't sign this contract. I didn't see this document. I didn't park my car there. The test was so easy. They didn't invest their money. Did you pray? It was my big dream. Her colleagues didn't inform her. This situation was unpredictable. She didn't practice English regularly. His answer was unpredictable. It didn't rain there every day. He didn't improve his English there. It wasn't the best decision. It didn't snow there every day. Was the exam so difficult? She didn't pack all her clothes. She didn't react to these changes. Did you take part in that contest? Or did you participate in that contest? It was our choice. It wasn't the best answer. It wasn't my best result. Okay, my friends, thank you very much. I really hope that it was a great idea to record this video course here. Thanks a million. See you. The day wasn't warm. When did it happen? Did she advise you to do it? We didn't see him yesterday. Were they behind him? Who was in the same group? I didn't want to lose time and money. Were you in trouble? He didn't reach an advanced level. I didn't want to overpay. He wasn't very generous. He wasn't afraid of new difficulties. It wasn't an exception. He didn't point at our mistakes. What time was it? She didn't have such a feeling. The day wasn't cold. That event wasn't so important. It wasn't so simple. Were you poor? Was she kind to you? The book wasn't very thin. Was I on the right way? Or was I on the right track? He wasn't afraid of it. I was so tired. Were we in the same place? It was a sunny day. Who did they defend? Was she absent there? Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and I prepared 420 English sentences to speak English fluently and correctly. So for more progress you can listen and repeat. Okay, are you ready? I hope so. Why was she so tired? They didn't get divorced. He didn't have such an intention. The days weren't sunny. Who was in the same situation? Were we in that place? My teachers were very professional. Did your acquaintance follow your advice? Who advised you to do it? That money was more than enough. What was so suspicious? His attempts weren't successful. or his attempts were unsuccessful. We didn't expect it. Was it her fault? They were very experienced employees. They didn't provide all the necessary conditions. She wasn't afraid of it. Did your acquaintance follow our advice? What did you say? How much money did you earn there? The lesson was too short. Did you call her? Did they guarantee it? Who was in the same team? Did it help you improve your writing skills? When were they there last time? His parents didn't like such a strange decision. Did he deserve it? Why was he so thoughtful? She didn't boast about her achievements. Okay, so achievement, so we see this suffix ment, like in this word, yeah, management, say manage and management, okay?